The Cowboys have finally made a move that actually improves this football team. We are going to deep dive in this video on the reason why Joe Milton, your new backup quarterback, and what value he adds to this team, and a value we haven't really seen ever in Dallas at the backup QB position. Let's get into the video. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, Lou's Takes. Make sure to like and subscribe the video for more content like this. But in this video, we have some great news, Cowboys fans. We finally traded and we knocked off a huge need in our draft needs in quarterback, in particular the backup quarterback position. Now, I know in the past we traded for Trey Lance and we sent and burnt up a 4th round pick, and we had Cooper Rush in here for the longest. Now, with those quarterbacks, I think they were two polar opposites of each other on opposite sides of the pendulum. You got one player within the Cowboys system, and this is a reoccurring thing in Cooper Rush, that has the mental capacity and it's going to be able to function and can see where everything is supposed to go and can see it happen, but don't necessarily have the ability that matches his mental capacity. And that's a theme for a lot of the quarterbacks we had here in Dallas, especially the backup quarterbacks and even other players. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Versus the guy who had the athletic capabilities to last in the league. He has the raw athleticism, he has the arm strength, but doesn't have the mental capacity to be able to process and make the correct reads. The uncontrolled potential with Trey Lance. This left an incredible dichotomy in the Cowboys QB room last year. And others like me, I wanted Trey Lance to get the job, but that last preseason game really left a bad taste in their mouths. But I just wanted to validate you burning up a 4th round pick. But this trade, I feel very, very good about, because we can finally get a quarterback who is young, who has the athletic capabilities of being, a great athlete, the arm power, the arm strength. There's a video going around him throwing the ball 80 yards flat-footed, and have the ability to be able to process just a bit. You have a blank canvas to work with. He is, at the end of the day, a pocket passer versus Trey Lance. Trey Lance is more of a running style quarterback, so he's just his mental football makeup is wired a bit differently. So we're gonna take a deep dive. Let's get into it. So Joe Milton played for the Patriots and got pretty much one start last year. It was versus a key game. I think not a key game. I think it was at the end of the year versus the Buffalo Bills. Here he is at quarterback at number 19. We're gonna go over some things that he did in this game that I am particularly excited for, and we're gonna highlight some key areas that he needs to work on. So here we go, right here, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Motion is it's a play action play. Let's see. We got an over route. I think this is Kendrick Bourne running free. He has to worry about these windows right here, but this should be a relatively easy throw. Let's see. Good little throw. I'm paying attention to where's the receiver catching the ball. He had to reach behind. You can say this is relatively on time. Sometimes I care about if you can, make the easy throw. A lot of quarterbacks can't do that. Here's another one. Here he goes in the shotgun. Motion's out. They're in one high. Okay, here we go. It's a routine out route. I love to see, how this play right here shows off his, his arm power. I know this is just to the boundary, but I want you to keep an eye on these hashes, because this is something I feel like we did not have last year. Cooper Rush in particular, because college hashes are different. They're more spread out, but these NFL hashes, man, you got to be able to make these long throws. So I care about routine throws like this. Is it on time? gets it to the receiver on time. He has enough time to turn around and get upfield. Now take a look at this play right here. It highlights two things I really like about Joe Milton, and especially with him being so young. I feel like this is two translatable skills that he brought from college that's very, very interactive with a quarterback, you know, to a coach. And this is ability to maneuver within a pocket with confidence. And then also, in my opinion, we're gonna show it right here. This is his favorite route to throw, and it's a very difficult route. But I know I'm making, you know, it's just a simple comeback route. Let me see how far down the field that it actually. It's a simple comeback route that's about 20 yards down the field, and you know, 25 yards down the field. But Lou, why are you getting so excited? We didn't have this last year, especially with Cooper Rush, in my opinion. Cooper Rush just didn't have, like, to be able to. I appreciate, you know, him. The tackles are losing, so he feels the width of the pocket closing in. Climb up. The guard is not particular. Then he shifts a little bit, but he's still keeping his eyes downfield. And this comeback route is coming open, but this comeback, look how far he got to make this throw. This is from the other hash, and I told you how skinny the NFL hashes are, and he has to throw this to the outside shoulder on time. Because if this ball is not on a rope, man, this cornerback, and I think this is Kyler Elam, Cowboy right here. It has to be on a rope and on time. And good job by the wide receiver coming back to attack the ball. But I got a couple of these throws in here. I think this is his favorite route to throw, and I'm very excited in that. I don't know what shot he's gonna do, but if Joe Milton out there, man, put some comebacks in there. Now here's another play right here. There's some good and bad things in this play. I want to show off just a tad bit. Just look. So it's gonna be this play. What I'm gonna show you, it could have resulted in a touchdown, but they still get close. But you know, I know the quarterback coach is looking back like, hey man, if you just hang in just a tad bit longer. So look, the Patriots offensive line wasn't that great, but he did a good job of keeping the play alive right here. And we saw it early. He climbed earlier and he climbed with confidence, but here he climbed and he finds, you know, number 4 running open, right? And he dumps it down and it's behind. So I can tell it was a little rush right here. But if he just stayed in there, look at this slot right here. Watch this corner route on the bottom of the screen. If he would have stayed up and just kept his eyes just a tad bit, I don't know if he feels like they don't have it right here on the zone side of the protection, which is the left side with 64. It's 3-on-2. I don't know if he was unsure, or I don't know if he feels like the guys on the right side of the protection in man slide, they didn't win, or somebody was gonna come up behind him and hit him. I don't know what happened the play right before on the run play, but if he was just keep his eyes just a tad bit, the receiver actually runs free right here. He's running free, so sometimes he can get a little bit rattled right here. I would wish he would hit this. That's a touchdown. Especially, does he not trust his accuracy? Does he not like throwing a corner route? It's something to keep in mind. He's a young quarterback. Look, but this play, good job by everybody on this team. They get it down to the 1-yard line. So I'm not complaining, but you know, sometimes you know how the pendulum can swing in football. Hey, if you take the touchdown as early as possible, you don't know the next down is not guaranteed, as we know in football. Now, as you know, if you know Joe Milton, one of his highlights is his throw power. I just want to show you, like, he's a pretty big dude, man, pretty strong dude. And I want to show off his throw power right here on this play. Protection breaks down, okay, and look, defensive end gets a hit on him on the last second, but look, he's able, even through this, you know, look at the end of this throw, his feet are still not set, but look, he's throwing that comeback. Look how far this throw is. Look how far this comeback. Where did they start the ball? They start the ball on the 25, and he's running towards this, look, almost to the 38-yard line, and he's throwing this, still completes that ball. That's it. I find that very impressive. I'm not even going to lie. Here's another play to show off, man, that throw power, man. Here's another play. Look at that. He's throwing through contact. That's very impressive by this kid, man. He can, these boundary routes towards the sideline, these sideline routes, he still has enough throw power to even get it there. And it's on time. Good job by Joe Milton right here, man. And lastly, we're going to end it off on this. This is going to be the last clip right here. This play right here shows off his athleticism and his playmaking traits. a little bit of a combined of what Trey Lance can give you and Cooper Rush, in my opinion. I'm gonna show it right here. Look, he feels the protection closing in on him, escapes, does a good job, has enough athleticism to get outside. Now look at DeMar Hamlin on the top of the screen. He's gonna commit. He's thinking he's running towards that line of scrimmage, but DeMar Hamlin bites and he puts this ball on a rope. Everyone, he puts this ball on a rope. Good throw right here, and this is a touchdown right here. Good job by Joe Milton on that play. Even though I would have, you know, if it was me, I would tell him, hey man, don't throw a kosher body every time on scramble drill. But I am satisfied. Very good. And it's the first time we ever won a trade, in my opinion. We didn't give up too much. They was one of the third. I'm glad we sent only I think it was a 7th and a 5th for him, and we get a quarterback. He was a rookie last year, so he's in his sophomore season, pretty young, blank canvas to work with, something to give Shotty with, and he has enough raw ability to come in here and be something. Finally, if, you know, break glass scenario, worst case scenario, if Dak goes down again, I am 100% confident in this guy. Now, he still got some development to go, but Cowboys Nation, this was a great move by the front office. I haven't said it in a while. But listen, if you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe the video. Comment down below. How do you feel about Joe Milton? Listen, man, we do this for the first, blame the last, congratulated. Until next time, peace.